TV Primetime News at 9:30. I'm Noah Shwaipan, your host for this evening. Good evening and a warm welcome. We begin with our top stories. Her Majesty says lack of menstrual health hygiene materials negatively affects girls' welfare. Government pledges to support the family of the brutally killed children at Tsakgulu. Ministry of Law and Justice officially launches legal aid offices in Gqeberha. And now your news in detail. Her Majesty Queen Masenate Mohato Seiso says lack of menstrual health hygiene materials negatively affect girls' dignity and overall well-being. She challenged the government and the public to unite in eradicating the stigma surrounding menstruation. Her Majesty stated this at a World Menstrual Health and Hygiene Commemoration Day organized by World Vision in Maputsing, Mohale's-Hoek.
Ketekelo ya kajeno ha se fela taba ya dinako tsa ho ya matsatsing ha banana le basadi. Ke taba ya seriti, tekano, thuto, bophelo bo botle le tshepo ya ngwanana e mong le e mong. Ke taba ya ho aha Lesotho leo ho lona ho sena ngwanana ya ikutlwang a hlajwa ke dihlong, a kgethollwa kapa a sotleha ka lebaka la tlholeho.
To the girls gathered here today, remain confident and focused on your dreams. Menstruation must never define your potential or limit your aspirations. You are strong, capable, and worthy of every opportunity. As World Vision, we will continue working alongside government, communities, and partners to ensure that every child enjoys dignity, protection, and equal opportunity.
Diphuputso tsa mokgatlo o shebaneng le thibelo le taolo ya kokwanahloko ya HIV le AIDS, AHF, di sibollotse hore tikolohong ya Afrika boholo ba banana bo ntse bo hula ka thata ntlheng ya ho reka disebediswa tsa bohlweki nakong eo ba ileng dinakong, e leng se etsang hore ba nyahlatse sekolo le ho beha bophelo ba bona tlokotsing ka ho nka diqeto tse sa nepahalang. AHF e ipileditse ho mmuso ho fokotsa lekgetho thekisong ya mesangwana ya banana ha ba ile dinakong, e le o mong wa mehato ya ho tsetela seriting le bohlweking ba banana le dinako.
Strengthening menstrual hygiene education, and we work closely with the Ministry of Education on that by providing accurate, age-appropriate information for both girls and boys in schools and communities to build understanding and break harmful taboos. Improving access to menstrual products, supporting efforts to ensure that girls and women, especially in rural and vulnerable communities, have access to safe and affordable sanitary materials. And enhancing period-friendly facilities, working with government and partners to improve the wash facilities in school and communities so that girls can manage menstruation safely and with dignity.
Bohlweki bona bo tla boela boye le tikolohong ya sekolo. Jwale ha ho sena bohlweki bo, mohlomong banana ba bile ba sena le tsona disebediswa tsena tse ba di sebedisang kgwedi le kgwedi. Ho ba le mathata.
Bophelo seterekeng sa Berea le totobaditse hore ho ya dinakong ha banana ho lokela ho tshehetswa ka dintlafatso tse kang phallo e lekaneng ya metsi le matlwana a boleng ka ha bohlweki bo phethahetseng bo tla fokotsa mafu a ka amang thari.
Le leke ka tsela tsohle hore le thuse bana ba rona ba banana hore ba kene sekolo ha ba le dinakong le itime tse ding tseo le iphang tsona le ba thuse ka mesangwana e jwalo. Batswadi ba ka hape ke kopang go motswadi e mong le e mong wa kwa Maputsing e ka sitana le hohle Lesotho mona ba se ke ba amohela ngwetsi e dilemo di ka tlase ho 18. Ya le kopa ga se tlolo ya molao fela bana ba rona le ya ba bona ba santsane ba le banyanyana mmele wa bona kelello ya bona ha e so lekane gore ba ka jaga lelapa ho hang.
Ke a tseba ho na le batho ba hlokang ditsi tsena tsa ke tle ke re matlwana a ntlafatseng. Jwale ke fana ka mohlala fela hobane merero ena kaofela e na le matlwana a ntlafatseng. Ke fana ka mohlala fela ka phase 3 re tlo haha matlwana ano a fetang 1,000 a 700 e tle be le a ditsi tsa bophelo le dikolo, a 309 e tla be le a batho ba hlokang. Jwale di-project tsena re tla leka sa hore re di eketse hore re bone hore ditsi tsena di thola metsi.
Batjha ba re dipuisano tse kgokgobiswang le tikoloho e sa amoheleng dinako tsa banana ke tse ding tsa diqholotso tse ntseng di ama boiketlo ba barwetsana ba bonang dinako ka hare ho metse.
In the National Assembly today, Deputy Prime Minister Justice Ntumeni Majara has pledged government support to the two families affected by atrocious double murder that took place in the village of Hamaine, Tsakgolo in Thaba-Phetšhela constituency on May 13 this year.
Justice Ntumeni Majara says she is aware of this heartbreaking incident in which two siblings, a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old, were killed and mutilated. She says the government has already started supporting this family during these trying times.
Mmuso ka lekala la social development o sentse o fa lelapa thusetso ka mokgwa wa ho fana ka ditshebeletso tsa tlhabollo. Ka lekala la sepolesa kapa department ya sepolesa, mmelaelwa o se abile a fungwane o se a le ditlamong, empa ho feta moo ho ratla tsebe ho bewa ka pele ho makgotla a molao. Empa ka thoko ho moo mmuso o etsa boitlamo ba hore o tla phallela malapa a mabedi haholoholo ka tlatsetso ha ho bolokwa bana bao re seng re ba bitsa bafu kajeno.
Furthermore, the minister in the Prime Minister's office, Honorable Makateho Motswasile, has promised to include families that were affected by flooding in the village of Dikala in Komokomo in the constituency of Sempe in the Disaster Management Authority database for households that are awaiting DMA intervention. She, however, highlighted that these homes were built in a compromising site.
Mme ha se sebaka se bolokehileng hore batho ba ka aha ho sona. Malapa a amehileng a robedi, mme ho fumanehile hore ke bahloki hobane mekgwa ya bona ya boiphediso ke ya nako e kgutshwane, casual labour. Ba le robedi jwalo re tla ba kenya ka hara sesiu sa batho ba emetseng ho thuswa. Ba hloka ho falliswa sebakeng seo ka ha se kotsi. Ka hona ofisi e tla ba ahela ha lefapha le amehang la puso ya dibaka le se le ba abetse mobu.
The National Assembly also amended the Independent Electoral Commission bill to allow citizens to register with the IEC using national identification documents and birth certificates. The House also adjourned Sine Die.
Food and Agriculture Organization, in collaboration with Ministry of Agriculture and different stakeholders, commemorated International Potato Day with the aim of creating a platform to promote awareness on sustainable potato production, climate adaptation innovation, value chain development, and the scaling up of the best practices that support resilient livelihoods and sustainability.
Our country representative stated that potato is a crop of enormous global significance through its widespread cultivation and consumption, as its production contributes to key objectives of the SDGs, such as achieving zero hunger and promoting sustainable agriculture.
The country has identified potato as a special agricultural product under the FAO's One Country, One Product initiative. It is seen as one of the few agricultural commodities where Lesotho truly has comparative and competitive advantages. The highlands of Lesotho have the potential to become potato seed heaven for Southern Africa, provided adequate investment are availed, and advanced production and processing technologies are accessible to farmers and the sector.
Minister of Agriculture indicated that potato farming plays a crucial role in poverty reduction, economic opportunities, inclusive agri-food systems, and sustainable development. He further said high production of potatoes could help reduce import rates. He called on Basotho at large to consider potato farming.
The ministry continues to implement the National Agricultural Investment Plan, which emphasizes market-oriented production, improved productivity, mechanization, agro-processing, and strengthened agricultural value chains. The potato industry presents significant opportunities within these policy priorities. Furthermore, Lesotho's participation in African Union's comprehensive agriculture development program reaffirms our commitment to sustainable agricultural growth, food security, and increased agricultural investment.
Associations that participated at this event appreciated the government of Lesotho for supporting farmers with machinery, which has improved their production and left a positive impact in their daily lives.
Employment creation and income generation for many Basotho families. In many rural communities, potatoes are not just a crop. They are a source of survival, education for children, and a hope for a better future.
People in Africa will be in Africa by 2050. So we have to really think about food nutrition compared to 1 to 11 in 1960. So we are expanding. And I think one of the opportunities for potato is that there's increasing demand.
International Potato Day was celebrated under the theme, Where Potatoes Grow, Livelihoods Flourish. Teboho Makgetha, LTV News, Maseru.
Auditor General Mrs. Matabo Makenete says, according to a report of her office on the consolidated financial statement of the year 2024, consolidated fund was understated by 80 million maluti due to IEC failing to remit unused budget allocation at the close of the 2023-2024 financial year. Mrs. Makenete highlighted this while presenting key audit findings from the Auditor General's report on consolidated financial statement of the government of Lesotho for the years which ended on 31st March 2023 and 31st March 2024.
Ha re ka la 31 March, tjhelete yohle e makaleng e tlameho e dibankeng tsa makala ka ho fapana e tlameho kgutlisetswa mokotleng o moholo wa mmuso. Empa IEC la tshwara tjhelete e 80 million ya e tlosa accounting e ne tla bonahala hore 80 million ke ya ba e be accounting e nngwe e fapaneng e sa kopa ke kgola ntlha bohlokwa ke hore e ne sa kopa tumelo ho etsa teng ne kana batho ba ne ba hloka ho kopa tumelo mme ba ne ba sa kopa tumelo e jwalo. So ba ile ba fokotsa tjhelete eo mmuso e ne tlameha hore e tlale hore re na le tjhelete mokotleng wa rona e bokana e ne setse ka 80 million.
The Auditor General further says government ministries, such as local government and communications, recorded discrepancies in expenditure, pending litigation claims and payment arrears.
We noted differences in the pending litigation of those two ministries to the extent of 31 million. So that's another problem, that government doesn't know the extent to which it is exposed even to litigation. Then another one was the difference in prior year arrears. The Ministry of Information Communications, let me shorten it for purposes of saving your time. They reported arrears that differed by 7.17 million from the audited CFS balances. So you see in the previous year, there was a reported amount of a payment arrears, but when they came in the next year, there was now a difference. Pending liability litigation is where government has been taken to court over a variety of issues. Sometimes suppliers are not paid, sometimes employees have issues, and they've taken the government to court.
She further emphasized that, according to their findings, those responsible for managing financial reports are negligent, hence these challenges. The young Maraisani, reporting for LTV News, Maseru.
We are off to a quick ad break. Let us meet hereafter. 8 offices in Kachasnek.
athe ke ha go tswalwa ya madi a le tlhoko motshweneng wa nare ke bua ka karabo wa motshweneng athe lesotho le tswalwa karabo ya borena bo bogolo ba re dinare tsa besa matere le kgatala tsa tsola ditlhotsa godimo bone e gabela magata ka ganare nare e tlaba kana ka letshweng le e tlaba e be mmone Sila tsatsi ngwanana wa tshomong a fetoga mma Basotho monongwa ha dilemo di 50. Motlotlehi mofumahadi Mmasenate ya seriti le pelonolo o tsamaya ka mohau jalo ka kganya ya Mafube lentswe la hae le tshedisa ba mahlomoleng mahlo a hae a bone sa tshepo go ba fokolang ke sefate sa moriti se sireletsang bana ba Basotho ka lerato. Dilemo tse 50 ke motlhaka wa bohlale le mamello ke meego e ileng ya fetoga thapelo ke diteko tse ileng tsa hlahisa matla ke matsatsi a ileng a kgabisa bophelo ka botle le boitebalo.
Ke re bomme tswelang pele go hodisa bana, tswelang pele go ba fa lerato, tswelang pele go ba hlokomela ka mekgwa yohle.
Re o kopela tse ding tse 10 ho rase apara lome mohokong ka sebele hobane dilemo tsa hao di tshwana le kgauta e hlwekileng mme lebitso la hao le tla dula dipelong tsa Basotho ka ho sa feleng. Hola mma Basotho o holele Basotho.
Welcome back to the second and last part of our news bulletin this evening. We appreciate you being here and we continue. Ministry of Law and Justice officially launched legal aid offices in Kachasnek district. This comprehensive initiative is aimed at fostering rule of law and strengthening good governance through provision of free services to indigent Basotho.
The Principal Secretary of Ministry of Law and Justice stressed the importance of legal aid offices in Kachasnek district, highlighting among others that their aim is to promote and protect basic human rights for vulnerable groups not only in Kachasnek but in the neighboring places as well. She also indicated that these offices will provide legal assistance to elderly people among other groups.
A number of you face diverse legal problems, the solution of which is often delayed because of the absence of a system to assist with the provision of legal aid. To resolve this challenge, Lesotho has committed to the establishment of the decentralization of these services. This has been a long-awaited dream. We now proudly have offices in Tabatseka, Mokhotlong, Kachasnek, and Leribe.
The Registrar of the High Court and the European Union Ambassador to the Kingdom of Lesotho strongly advocated for transparency and justice to the vulnerable groups of Basotho, reminding all those who will be responsible in these offices that they are intended to foster rule of law and protect the less fortunate.
Beso, iputeng, jwale le nke position ya lona. Yo modimo o entseng ka bomo go jwale lona ha ile teng khampa ke ntsa di basebetsi bana e be le tlotla le rarolla. Emela nyewe hle bo maseterata ba heso. E se ka ba nyewe ya ha o fihlela o ya moetso ya betswe ke mongodisi wa lekgotla. Ha ka ga etsa jwalo e ka fela re tswele molemo taba ene re bonang ya go jwale re batla re fihletse tshobotsi e leng go batho ba qatsha bana le di office tsena tse hlokolosi tse thusetsana ka bonya toka.
Today we gather to celebrate a significant milestone in our commitment to justice and good governance in Lesotho. The inauguration of the decentralized legal aid office
marks a critical step forward in bringing justice closer to the people, ensuring that our communities have access to the support and services they deserve. This gathering reflects the long-standing partnership between Lesotho and the European Union.
Kanetso ya toka ha se tokela batho ba fokolang fela. Ke tokelo ya mantlha e lokelang ho fumaneha ho moahlodi ho moahi e mong le e mong wa Lesotho ho sa natswe maemo a hae a setjhabeng.
This event is explained to be the government's effort in enhancing the rule of law, extending a helping hand to less fortunate Basotho on matters pertaining law and justice. These offices are now accessible in Leribe, Mokgotlong, Maseru, Tabatseka and Gachasneck. Retabilisi Utladi, LTV News, Gachasneck.
And now in international news, a fresh wave of anti-immigrant protests and violence in South Africa has prompted Ghana to repatriate hundreds of its citizens, highlighting persistent xenophobic tensions in the continent's most industrialized economy. In recent weeks, vigilante groups and protesters in cities like Johannesburg and Durban have targeted foreign nationals, accusing them of taking jobs, engaging in crime, and straining public services. Viral videos showing confrontations, harassment, and attacks on migrants, including a widely circulated incident involving a Ghanaian national, have fueled fears among African expatriates communities.
Ghanaian authorities responded swiftly. On May 27, a chartered flight carrying nearly 300 Ghanaians landed in Accra as part of voluntary repatriation effort. Ghana's Foreign Minister Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa reported that over 800 citizens had registered to return, citing safety concerns amid harassment, looting of businesses, and physical assaults. Many returnees described experiences of intimidation, robbery, and violence, with some leaving behind established businesses. South African authorities have condemned violence and vigilantism while downplaying claims of widespread xenophobia. President Cyril Ramaphosa stated that there is no place in South Africa for xenophobia. He said officials have directed law enforcement to protect all residents and prosecute the perpetrators. The government has attributed much of the unrest to concerns over illegal immigration and has condemned the spread of what it calls fake videos intended to tarnish the country's image. The leader of EFF, Julius Malema, says this move by Ghana to evacuate its citizens was premature and there needed to be a diplomatic interventions.
The Ghana response was not necessary because it now creates an impression that we are all like that, when it is a certain section of our society that needs to be contained by law enforcement. And one Ghanaian lady was saying, you see, the problem is, and I wouldn't have taken this option. The problem is we're being beaten in front of the police and the police are not doing anything. That's the problem. And when this opportunity came for me to leave, I left because if the police can't defend me, it means the state is in agreement with the people who are beating me. So we think it was too quick. We'll still resolve this. And President of Ghana should have given us, some time to really deal with this matter, and we'll get to the bottom of it. We hope they will come back to their senses. We don't have to respond the same way they did. We need to pursue the diplomatic engagements with Ghana until we find one another. We don't think Ghana responded in a manner that really reinforces dialogue and diplomatic engagements.
Malema has also criticized the attacks and the scapegoating of foreigners. In recent speeches, Malema challenged the narrative that migrants are responsible for unemployment. Protesters argue that foreigners exacerbate the job scarcity, commit crimes, and operate businesses that locals feel cannot compete with. Some groups have issued deadlines such as June 30 for undocumented migrants to leave, raising fears of a further escalation reminiscent of past deadly outbreaks in 2008, 2015, and 2019. Lehlohonolo Motshwari, reporting for LTV News.
Now time for tonight's weather report.
Good evening and welcome to the weather update. Tonight is expected to be fine with light and variable wind. It is also expected to be mild to cool. The minimum temperatures in the highlands will be -1, Oksbo, Mokhotlong and Kachasnek will be 3, while Mongong will be 0. In the lowlands, they will drop from 7 to 4. Tomorrow is expected to be partly cloudy with high-level clouds, and it will be mild in the lowlands but cool in the highlands. The maximum temperatures will rise from 18 to 21 in the lowlands, and in the highlands will be 18. Kachasneke and Tabatseka Mokhotlong will be 16, while Mongong will be 13. Tomorrow, minimum temperatures in the lowlands will drop from 7 to 5, and in the highlands will be -1, Oksbo. Mongong will be 1, while other places will be 3. On Sunday, it is expected to be fine and mild in the lowlands but cool in the highlands. And on Monday, it is expected to be partly cloudy and mild to cool in the lowlands but cold in the highlands. Moving on to travelers forecast. Joburg will be partly cloudy with the maximum temperature of 21, while Harare will be fine with the maximum temperature of 24. This is all for tonight. Good night.
Let us wrap up with our top stories. Her Majesty says the lack of menstrual health hygiene materials negatively affect girls' welfare. Government pledges support to the family of the brutally killed children at Tsakgolo. Ministry of Law and Justice officially launches legal aid offices in Gqatshasnek. This is all we gathered for you for tonight. We appreciate you making to the end of this bulletin. Until we meet again next time, have a good night.